What's up, everybody? It's your boy Deonte Burden. We'll have a live feed with you guys today in regards to asking that question. You ready to start and run your own tax business? You guys know I'm an accountant by profession. I've had my own tax preparation slash accounting firm for the past 22 years. Majestic Business Service. You can Google us. And I've had this actual course ready for you guys probably for the past year and a half. But I had to moving from platforms, moving from Teachable to Kartra. And so now it's ready and it's up and running. So I want to have a couple live feeds prior to tax season starting rather, to let everybody know about the course that we do have available. It's the how to start and run your own tax business um, course rather. It's set up for if you want to start your own tax business or if you're already running currently a tax business, but you need some guidance. Again, I've been in the business over 22 years with my business, and I'm pretty much giving you everything that's inside in between my ears on how to get started and be efficient in tax preparation business. I know you guys seen a lot of videos over the years in regards to different people getting, telling you what you can make and what you can't make in the tax preparation business, and it's been a pretty solid business. By me being in, Pele has died. Oh man, sorry to hear that. Rest in peace, Pele. Um, I know a lot of people have been, interested in doing. I've had a lot of people reach out, but I'm very, realistic about, not just the tax preparation business, but any kind of business in regards to getting started and actually, setting up realistic goals on how to get yourself going forward. So that's why I created this course. Again, I'm going to pretty much teach you guys not necessarily even how to start the business up, how to keep it running. Both are going to give you the explanation on how to do a basic brick and mortar if you have an office location or if you're doing virtual. Okay, let me see this. But they say you have 45 to get your PTIN. You don't even have 45 days to get your PTIN number. You actually only have 2 or 3 days to get your PTIN number. That was the question that was here. Uh, Telling you right here, and the question is, so you won't be able to start next year, right? The question is your PTIN number. That's your preparer tax ID number. You have to the 31st of December to get your PTIN number. So you have a couple more days to get that. The issue comes up is your EFI number, your electronic filing number, but the deadline is also December 31st to be able to do it a year, and that's where you'll be able to transmit returns. The deadline is also December 31st. So with that said, if you're just going to prepare taxes for somebody, you only have 2 days to get to PTIN. I don't think realistically you'll be able to, with your EFI number, you can apply for it, and they will give you the EFI number of date of receipt. So if you apply for it today and you get the EFI number January 15th, it will be dated December 29th. But I think you'll be kind of pushing it with that. The PTIN number, you can go apply for that right now and get that. Now, with that said, if you already have those numbers, we still can go over from that standpoint. So that's the thing about it with the course. The course is going over if you're actually starting the business up, and you do have some deadlines to make if you want to start a business up to actually prepare and file taxes during 2023. But if you're already up and running, you're like, look, I've had this tax business. I bought this software. I've been doing it for the past couple of years. I've been doing my friends and family. I'm not making any too much money. I need some guidance on what to do. The course covers all that. Beginning if you're in the infancy stage or you're in the young teenage adolescent stage, you need some guidance on how to do it. Again, I'm going to give you guys all the information that's between my ears on how to have a successful tax preparation business. Okay, you don't stay in this business over 22 years by finagling and jumping around. I'm always going to teach you the right way. I'm teaching the way not to cut corners, but I'm teaching the way for you to be successful and make a lot of money in the process. Okay. Again, I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. You can go to my YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about business, personal finance, business, entrepreneurship. The videos, I have the link to the course and the sales page on the videos. I'm streaming live right now, because right now we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Let me put the link for it in here. And if you're just coming in, guys, how you doing? I am Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Today we're talking about my tax preparation course. You ready to start your own tax business? The Mr. Short Dollar tax course. It's a course set up for if you want to get your own tax preparation business started, or if you're up and running, give you guidance in regards to how to have a super successful tax preparation business. Give me 1 second. What I'm trying to do, I thought I had the link already on my already on here. And right now we're streaming on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I'm forgetting something, TikTok. So if you got any questions, feel free. You got me right now in regards to getting started in the tax preparation business. Give me 1 second. I want to get this together for you guys. Let me see this. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the chat in the StreamYard. And if you're looking at it, I know for sure on the Instagram, we don't have the link, but if you look on the, I don't think I don't have it pinned on it right now. But if you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, you'll see in the description section all the videos. I'm going to do several more lives. I know right now, if you're looking at us on TikTok, the link to the course page for there and all the other platforms, I just put it in the chat. The link for the course is there as well. And pretty much with the course, again, how to start and run your own tax preparation business, we go through all the stages of it. And pretty much, that being number one, being the setup stage in regards to how to choose the proper entity for you if you want an LLC, C Corp, all the different things you need to make sure you have as far as your state compliance and also federal compliance. We just asked a little while ago in regards to 45 days for the PTIN. Actually, the PTIN, which prepare a tax ID number, that the deadline for that is December 31st. So if you are even interested in preparing taxes for in 2023, we're not even talking about you actually having your own tax business. You have a December 31st deadline, guys. So you need to get on top of that, okay? So again, go. I have links for that on the course. I'll make sure my next live feed, I have a link on there where to apply for your PTIN number. I know I did a video on that on Mr. Short Dollar a little while back, but with that, but when you're going through the whole setup part of that on the course, go as far as getting the PTIN number and also getting the EFA number, which is your electronic filing number. Well, the EFA number is for actually the firm, the tax preparation company, to be able to electronically submit the tax returns for a fee. For you to be able to do that, you have to apply, and pretty much what it is, the IRS will give you application. You will have to go to different agencies. You usually have to go to a sheriff's office and they fingerprint you, but I think now they outsource it. But we have the links for all that information in the course in regards to where you need to go. All that information is there for you in regards to who you need to call, what you need to see. Everything is there. The deadline for that is also December 31st. You're cutting it close right now. We're doing it. I know we're doing it late. The course is going to be around year round. And again, it's not limited if you're starting. If you are already in business and you really don't know what to do, you're one of those people that want to get in tax preparation industry. You've been doing people's returns for the past couple of years, but you're stuck on the handful of people that you're doing it. You feel like, and you're about sure you're not charging the right prices. The course is for you. We go over all that information in the course. But again, that first part, that initial setup for us getting in compliance with the state that you're living in, local municipalities, and also with the IRS, getting all that information from your PTIN number, your EFA number. Also, make sure you have proper insurance in place, different liability insurance, the basic that you need to get covered to cover yourself as far as errors and omissions, because you can spell somebody's name wrong. You can put in the wrong number. And again, if you are the preparer or you are the owner of the company and that information is sent off and it's in error, sorry, don't fix it. If it costs somebody some money, be it from a penalty that was accrued or because something was done late, you are liable for it. Because again, even though you have, you give the person an opportunity to look it over or whatever, but if it's something to do to your error, your negligence, you are liable for it. So you want to make sure you got a proper insurance in place to cover you. And if you have anybody working for you, just in case there are any errors or omissions or anything that may have been done, improperly. Okay. We do want to have insurance that'll protect us. It's not just to be looked at an unnecessary bill, because one of the biggest things what we talk about and I share this on even with the YouTube channel, two things are often skipped. A lot of three things, that being legal, because accounting, and insurance. If you have to get it, people get it. And the reason being because there's no actual barrier to entry. When I mean I barrier to entry, you can start your business up without having an accountant. You can start your business up without necessarily having contracts or things set up by an attorney. It's not wise, but also a lot of times you can start yourself up without having any insurance. Because there is no barriers to entry, people may not be inclined to actually go get it done. But when a mistake happens or something bad happens and it comes back and bites you in the butt, it's always going to be super painful. So those are the kind of things that we want to avoid with that. But the course does give you that whole blueprint. Again, I have the link right now. The link is everywhere but on the Instagram page. But everywhere else, there the link is there to look at the basic information on the course. The next part, we go over the whole business plan with the course in regards to how to forecast and look at costs. A lot of times people, me being a bit over 22 years, I've had a lot of people that work for me that have came in, worked for a couple of years, and leave, go do their own thing. Never had a problem with it, never, with it. But you going out and, learn the craft and going doing your own thing. The issue comes up is far too often when, just like what your normal everyday job, you actually see how the company works, but you're looking at it from the perspective of the employee that's working in that particular department. You don't understand the whole grand scheme, big picture, everything, right? So you may see that, hey, I'm working in, the sales department, but you don't know necessarily how, research, R&D, research and development, marketing, management, all these other facets of organization may work. So you may actually have become very efficient or proficient with preparing taxes, getting the forms, putting it in the computer, but you don't understand the other aspects, that being marketing, advertising, insurance, finance, managing. All those things may be foreign to you because you don't necessarily deal with it. The course breaks that whole thing down for you in regards to understanding, looking at cost analysis in regards to the cost it takes you to actually prepare a return, looking at basic overhead, rent, insurance, advertising, supplies, things like that, postage, having that set up. We teach you how to price your product, how to actually make sure you got the proper pricing in place there. So you're actually, looking at the cost you have and being able to charge a price where you can break even and also be profitable at the same time. Far too often, people just throw out an arbitrary number. And a lot of times, especially in this business, people undercharge themselves. If you're doing it, you're like, because people, if you're not doing anything physical, a lot of times people don't feel like you've done anything. So folks may be hesitant to charge, fair prices in regards to, getting tax for tax preparation. The issue comes up is that it'll take longer for you to break even. Now, if you sit there and spend the money and got you some decent preparer software, you've acquired some kind of liability insurance to cover and protect yourself. You have, rent going. We're not even talking about if you have people working for you, have a system you have set in place. You can be on the front end just getting startup costs $2,000-$3,000. If you only charge $100-$200 return, you can do the math in regards to how many returns you're going to have to do just to break even. The issue comes up with that is you also try to build a book of business up because you're in competition with everybody else. We teach you pretty much how to set that structure up and have, look at your cost structure, proper pricing, and make sure we do that break-even analysis. So you'll learn how to do the break-even analysis to sit here and know how many returns you need to do just to break even to cover up your initial costs. Got a question in here. Lexington, Norfolk. Hey, Mr. Short Dollar, I caught a live and you look catch your replays. Hey, I'm glad you tuned in. Basically today we're talking about ready to start your own tax preparation business. I got my course set up. I've had the course for a year and a half. We had to change platforms, so we just reopened it up on Kartra. So, hey, thanks, Lexington, Norfolk. I appreciate you tuning in. I used to work for Norfolk Southern probably about 20 years ago. I worked for the railroad. Yeah, about 20 years ago, I worked for the railroad. I worked there about 3 years in the accounting department. But yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in. But that's the whole business plan setup. So again, the setup part, we do over the business plan part of it, because that's probably very crucial, because in business, far too often people just want to get incorporated and then they just look at arbitrary prices because that's the market price. It's cool to look at the market price, but again, you got to look at your actual cost of what's going on. I mean, the cost to do business in Atlanta, Houston, LA, New York, All that's totally different. We're talking just the cost of doing business. We haven't talked about the prices that you charge to the customer for you to actually be able to function. All that is different. So we have to take all that stuff into account, no matter where we're located at. But we go over that information with you guys to kind of help you in regards to letting you know, what is the most efficient and optimal way to run your business, and also looking at your cost and price structure with it. Next thing we also go over like different banking systems in regards to when we look at the structure of your business, how you set up, how to actually choose what kind of bank you want to use as far as being a tax preparation business to make sure you actually, getting your fees most effectively as possible. Also, the actual bank that you're using for your operations of your actual business, how to choose those. All businesses not going to be responsive to the same way to other businesses, banks rather. I'm sorry. You have some banks that are actually good for if you have a construction company. You have some banks that are good if you have sales and retail, because they can interface in and out with different online stores and things like that. We actually deal with actual banks that deal with tax preparation business. You get money electronically transmitted in and out. You might get checks and things like that in. Some banks are going to take maybe 3 to 4 days, maybe longer, to actual process, receive the money, process the system, and release it to you. That happens a lot with mom and pop banks. Mom and pop banks are a little bit cheaper to actually do business with. They're a lot more lenient, but as far as being able to be efficient with them receiving your money, processing, putting your money in an account, that's a whole different story. So again, we had those discussions with you in regards to choosing what banks. That's a question that's asked a lot by a lot of people on this, that tune into the channel that ask, what's the best business bank? There is no such thing as the best business bank. It's the best business bank for you and your business, because again, every industry is different. Every industry is different. If anyone gives you kind of like holistic advice, go to this, go to Navy Federal, all these different places, that's not true. Every bank is different in regards to the industry you're in and how they'll be able to effectively handle you with your particular business. That's why it's very important doing your homework to find out, for what we're trying to do, will be the best one. And we go through all that whole thought process and with you in the course. Okay. I sell part of the course. I say the whole system that I have. When I mean system, when you look at businesses, the key component that makes most businesses fail, they don't have a system. And system is pretty much how the company runs. If you look at a McDonald's, Burger King, Captain D's, Pizza Hut, those companies can change hands 5 times in the same week. And you'll never, when I say change hands, I mean ownership. And you'll never know who the owner is. Why? Because they all run off a system. No matter who owns that particular McDonald's, franchise, Burger King, whatever, the system is still the system. And I will teach you guys my system in the course and during the course. And not only am I going to teach you the system, I'm going to teach you the system from a brick and mortar standpoint, that being in an office, a physical office, and also from a remote standpoint. One thing about my business, we have been offering remote services since 2015. We were using Google Hangouts with doing it. Most people, you tell them, hey, we got remote services, virtual services to do. People are like, what is that? They didn't want to do it. They wanted to come in, sit in front of you, and that's fine. Then we had something called the pandemic hit, 2020, and everything shut down. My business exploded. It exploded because we had been offering remote services all those years. And so when H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, and all them had to close down, and they had to learn, Zoom and all these different other kind of ways to get the taxes done, I just put a couple $1,000s in Google Ads, and the rest was history, because we already were efficient with doing that. And we still be efficient with doing it because we've been doing it almost 10 years, right? So I'm going to teach you, when I say teach you the system, from the moment a person walks in your office, sits down, I'm giving you all the intake forms. All of this is included with the course. All the intake forms for getting a name, address, social, birth dates, email address, all that stuff is there, right? All the forms are there for you to get. Finding out, putting the information in. From that point, we're talking about brick and mortar, going in, processing them in. If you actually got an intake person, a person that actually doing from the moment they leave your office, and also make sure you maintain that relationship with the information you got from the intake form going forward. Okay. Same thing with the virtual services. Also, when you got that virtual form, they're filling it out, you process and return, get them out your system, and then once they leave that particular appointment, how to maintain a relationship. Okay. That's the thing about it. We'll teach you exactly those systems. I mean, from the beginning to the end, and how to keep it going on both a virtual and a remote system. Okay, you can't beat that. You can't beat it. That's, I mean, it's right there. I mean, and when I say this, we're not speaking words. I have graphs and forms for you to see it. It's straight Crayola. You can't go wrong with that, guys. Like I said, I'm giving you everything that's been in between my ears for the past 20 years. I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you, hey, you can make this, you can make this kind of money. I mean, then when you pay somebody to teach you, they just tell you all these words, but they're not good at explaining to you. I'm going to give you all the forms we have. I'm going to give you all the forms. Let me just, sitting here thinking about some of this stuff in regards to that. Yeah, exactly. Just intake form. I also give you, even from a preparing standpoint, we give you a list of basic business deduction, basic individual deductions, those whole tax preparation procedures, in regards to, when you're looking at the intake form, make sure you have this, make sure you have that. All these particular things are covered. What we don't go over in this course, this is not a course on what's going on, Brother Dick. Catch you later. All right, brother. I appreciate it. What we don't go over this course, I don't teach you how to fill out tax forms, right? This is how to actually start the business up, and actually, if you already got your business up, how to run it effectively and efficiently. I'm not going to teach you how to fill out a 1040. I'm not teaching you how to fill out Schedule A, Schedule B, C's, D's. We don't do that. Now, I got videos on how to fill those out on Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, but we're not. That's not what this course is for. This course is for if you have the entity set up, you have the business set up, or you're looking to start the business up, how to create it, how to maintain and run it, how to make a whole lot of money with doing it, okay? And how to make it sustainable. Because far too often people get into this business because they think or been told or they heard that they can make a lot of money with it, but they do the basic thing. They get the PTIN, they get the E number, they spend $8,000 on software, they post like crazy on Facebook and make all these in Instagram, and nobody ever calls them. No one ever calls them. And they try to figure out why they get mad, wondering why people don't support them. It's not that. You just didn't know how to set your business up. And we're going to teach you how to do that. One thing I want you guys to understand, when you get into this business, we're talking about tax preparation, understand people are finna give you some of their most intimate personal information. They're going to give you their social security number. They're going to give you their address. They're going to give you their bank information. And they may give you the same information on their children. A lot of times people that are close to you, they love you and they care about you and they support you. But they're not going to give you that information because they're not really comfortable with you knowing their information. Like, it's your brother, your cousin, a good friend. They're not be so inclined. It's not they don't care for you to be successful, but they're not going to be so inclined to give you their personal information. What we got to focus on, what we have to focus on, is we talk about in the course, how do you find that niche? How do we find the people that, that will buy, that will pay for your services, okay? If your family or friends come to you to get their taxes done, great. But we're not banking on those. We're trying to find your customers, the people that will come to you to fit in whatever you want. Because at the end of the day, and how to find what your customer really is, right? Because you can sit here and post and just say, well, we do anybody's taxes. We really have an in-depth discussion on niches. Who is that person? What does your ideal customer look like? Where do they hang out at? What do they do? That way, if you're mainly doing, truck drivers, dentists, lawyers, sports teams, you might be someone active at the park, how to, just make those relationships with doing it, but definitely not sitting there just expecting if you make a couple of Instagram and Facebook posts that people going to come to you. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. I'm just telling you, you will have some people that will come to you, but the vast majority won't because they don't want to share their personal information and they need some kind of proof that you are maybe knowledgeable or experienced with it. So a lot of times when I say that, maybe the people that are close to you, maybe year 2, definitely probably year 3, they'll come to you. They say, okay, you've been in the game for a while. So let me, I can trust that you're actually doing something that you're going to stick with and you're not going to quit. But definitely, I wouldn't recommend you thinking that people are just going to come to you because they know you. That's not how that goes, especially in this particular business. Okay, because this particular business, they're going to give you all this stuff and they got to feel comfortable and trust you, right? That you're going to be able to do that. And you don't want the trust be set on, again, going back to those prices. You're going to be able to charge for that too. Because again, we don't want to be the cheap tax person. We feel like because we're getting started in the business, we need to cut ourselves short. Because I understand this very carefully when we start talking about going back to that issue of pricing. People's expectations do not drop with the price. So if you feel like I just do your taxes for $100 Everybody's charging $300, $400, $500. I'm doing it for $100. People still gonna expect the same thing out of you. So when you got your system in place, you got the software, you got all these different antivirus security systems set up on your computer. Charge for that. Charge for that. Invest in yourself. Learn the software. Learn the tax laws. Learn the new, all the new things that have come out in regards to tax preparation. You're working your craft for them, but just your basic structure. Besides what's between your ears, you got to charge for it. You got to charge for it, and you'll make more money. And I guarantee you do less work, because the cheaper you are, the more work you're gonna have to do just to break even. Okay, but we'll go through all that in the course. We'll pretty much talk about also just, from the marketing standpoint, what we just said, just with the niche, finding out who your ideal customer is, where are they located at, excuse me, how they look, what they want to spend, and to what you want. If you want to have it in, a certain distance from your home, home or office, if you want to have it, covering a certain amount, if you want to just have a specific demographic, occupation or whatever, we go over all that and how to target that. Also goes to just different advertising channels. If you want to push it mostly on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, how to do that, how to budget it as well, how to make sure that you're directing it to the right people, putting the right amount, how to budget that out for everything. We go over all that as well. Also teach you, and this is very, very important, the whole aspect of just routines you need to be doing on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Routines may be just calling people up that haven't come to you, calling people that potentially could come to you on a daily basis, doing the same different things on a weekly and monthly basis. Make sure that you're reaching out to people that didn't come, that missed last year, but they came the year before. How to do that, how to create a referral culture where not only people are just constantly coming to you, but giving them incentives and things that they can do where they can bring more people back to you. When you get to the point where I'm at over 20 years in business, I'm doing grandkids. So the people when we started back in the early 2000s, we're doing their grandchildren now. That's how long it is, because we've created a family referral culture where people have been inclined to keep supporting us, keep doing us, because, hey, Deonte's solid, whatever. That doesn't mean everybody's going to be happy with the end result, because you got to keep in mind, the main thing with a tax business is you have people from different spectrums. Some people feel like you're the best tax person in the world because they got a refund. They only got it because they got a big refund. They only got a big refund because they qualify for earned income, they had kids and all this other stuff. So it doesn't matter if you did it or TurboTax did it or whoever, they were going to get the same amount of money. Then you have some people that are look at in terms of they know that they're making a lot of money in business. They want to reduce their taxable income, or they have a million questions they want to do it. And sometimes because they don't see what they want to see, or they don't receive what they want to receive, it's something you did wrong. It may not be nothing you did wrong. You can legitimately put all the effort into it and take advantage of all the information and credits that they are eligible for. But the result is the result. And sometimes people aren't going to be pleased because they have to owe. They're not getting as much back as they normally heard, or they normally get, or they heard somebody else got something different. So you got to keep that in mind when you're doing this particular business. You have to actually know your stuff and be ready to be honest with people and be very, very, very professional and be very, very, very ethical. A lot of times you might be inclined to add some stuff that isn't there or whatever. We're in a digital world. You got a digital footprint. The FBI and all these other people, IRS, all these people are looking at you. They're not real time for this. So you want to make sure that everything you're doing is as legitimate as possible. You're keeping your high ethical standards in regards to everything. Give me 1 second. You're keeping high ethical standards in regards to what you're doing and not wavering on that. Okay. So that's very, very, very important with doing that. Okay. But those routines, again, from like we just said about the system, make sure you're doing certain things to make sure when they leave that you're maintaining a relationship year round. We're talking about birthdays, anniversaries. If you can know, even they have deaths in the family, sending something where you're maintaining those relationships, where you're solidifying that you guys have a partnership every year, that they're going to come back and feel good about it, right? That's what we talk about. Creating a referral culture where they keep coming back, where they bring in more people. It's like a competition. Having that kind of environment set up. That's what, again, you probably heard this before, but it costs a lot more money to get a new customer than it is, just keep one. You'd be amazed the impact a 99 cent or $1 birthday card, Christmas card, sympathy card, the impact, because people know you care. Because it takes time for you to go to the store and get those cards and do those type of things. But you trying to spend money on a new person, you got to spend all these advertising dollars and hope that they come to you. But if you keep the people you have and push them to do things to bring more people to you, it'd be a whole lot cheaper and a whole lot easier in the grand scheme of things. We're doing that. We also go offer coaching as well in regards to you get this if you get the course. You have access to different coaching where you can also just reach back out to me or one of the associates to actually go over certain things. If you have questions, we have different mentoring sessions and stuff set up and everything. And all that's part of the course. What I want to do right quick, let me see this. I'm going to do a quick screen share and let you guys see. Let me see what we're. Okay. And I think this is it. There we go. Booyah. Now, what we have right here is the actual, if you hit, go to the link in regards to the course. This is it right here. Start your own tax business course, Mr. Short Dollar. See that handsome face right there. And, just pretty much give you a rundown of the industry. And this is a lot of stuff we cover in the course as well. That's me even talking about the actual course and what we talk about. These are some satisfied customers of the course. Pretty much teach you what all included with the course. 5 hours video lessons, 10 bonus downloads, 10 training modules, a support group. These some of the topics covered. And also I didn't tell you about it in regards to, decide if you want to do franchise independent, business formation, tax systems, forms regulation, tax firm advertising. All this stuff is included in the course, right? Just also gives different other things, as far as free updates, instructor support. Make sure I got all this stuff for you guys. Bear with me. Make sure that you can watch on any device. Yeah, you can also look on your mobile phone and also the desktop, okay? And you got lifetime access for it, okay? And we got to fix that. Got my last name spelled wrong. We'll get that together. I'm going to make a little note of that. But that's still the same, brother. That same good-looking guy, yours truly. Give you a little, bio of me, free glass questions. So this is pretty much the sales page. And if you hit on, get started today, you'll see with the course. We have it here. Again, like it's those key things. It's lifetime access. We got a course going for $8.99. We can make 3 payments of $3.97. That's for you guys. And again, this information is available to you forever. It's not just like a one-time thing you have so long to use it. But I'm going to do other promo videos over the next couple of days and weeks. We're doing this. We're going to get tied up during tax season. But this is up there, out there forever. So even if you're getting it now, like I said, if you're even in business now with your tax business, you'll be able to see the same information there. Let me get back to something and stop sharing. Bear with me 1 second, okay? And I also want to share with you guys, if I can get in there, basically, just show you the whole part of the course. Guys, remember the main platform is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. And if you go there and subscribe to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, that's where you have access to most of the information we have. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah. And this is pretty much a picture of actually the course. So you see what you see right here is everything in regards to how the course is set up, modules and everything. All this stuff is set in place for you if you have the course, in addition to the coaching session. So all that information is there. So it's super easy to use. I have everything broke down in regards to those forms. Some of the things. Let me see. I don't have. I'll do that in the next feed in regards to some. Just be able to show you guys some of the forms that are set up in regards to everything. Just looking at it again. We have all these different. If I hit on one of these, you guys got to get an idea. We're going through that, and so this pretty much will go through all the daily routines and everything. all daily routines, period, daily, weekly, monthly, things that you need to be doing if you have that tax business and stuff. I'm covering everything, and like I say, everything that's in between my ears, if falls with the tax business, is given. If I can't afford a course of software, and I have, hold on one second, let me answer this question here. And please forgive me if I mispronounced it. Tally you, if I can't afford a course and software, and I have both my PTI in and my EFA number, what's next? I mean, well, you can't. The whole point of it is with the PTIN number, you can go work for someone and do it under their EFA, but you can't transmit returns without an EFA number, and you can't use prepare software without an EFA number or a PTIN. So you're going to have have those things in place to be able to do it with that. So you're going to if you have the PTIN and the EFIN has to be used in conjunction with a preparer software. The PTIN, regardless if you're doing it for yourself or somebody, you have to have a PTIN number. So that would be the way for that. I will say this: we also go over different softwares. You do have some softwares that actually will let you do a paper return and different things like that, so it can budget around it. But I will say this too: you do want to have the whole system in place, that being insurance and marketing and things like that. If you're getting used to it and you getting your feet wet, and we're hiring, you go to anywhere else. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I don't get out view of the camera. Go work for somebody, learn the craft, watch their system. If you're not ready to go out there and get your own thing yet, it's nothing wrong with that. You can have all kind of problems if you're trying to learn how to do it, learn how to prepare taxes, how to get started, and you don't have a right system in place. Just say your money ain't right or your credit ain't right to actually get everything in place. I understand that aspect, but don't get into business because you want to be in business so much. Make sure you got everything in place. Again, like I said, you want from a legal standpoint, insurance standpoint, an accounting standpoint. You want to have all that stuff in place. The point of the course is to prevent you from making a lot of mistakes that I incurred over the years, because I'm giving you the whole system. I had some mentors and people that I listened to over the years, and a lot of things I didn't know. So I had to get an education in regards to not necessarily paying for a course, but I spent a whole lot more money fixing. I had sometimes you have to give people money back in them early years. Just say your first 5 years, you're doing a lot of learning in regards to creating your system, and this course prevents that, because some things were forgotten. You forgot to mention this. You forgot to list this. You didn't put in certain items in the correct way. And the next thing you know, man, you don't. Not only did you lose a customer for the next year, you also got to pay to fix the mistake, and then you got some negative pub. So to avoid all three of those, excuse me, you can look at a course like this to help you do that. Because again, like I said, we're talking about the setup, the actual compliance standpoint, learning the systems. And we even go over there, like I said, even when we start talking about payroll and things like that, when you start going over different structures in regards to, you're quite welcome also. How you want to pay people. You want to pay them by hourly rate. If you got a brick and mortar, if you want to pay them by commission. I do a commission because most of the people that work for me work on a virtual system. I provide all the software, the insurance, and all that kind of stuff. Only you have to do, you get your own book of business, but I'm taking all that courseware, and we do a 60-40 split. And I can talk about it because, again, I'm always talking about online. We pay people by commission with doing it. Only thing that they have to do is get that book of business. But we have the whole machine already set up in regards to the software and things like that. And I talk about this a lot of time when people get into those things as far as commissions or egos. Me and you can go into business, and we're doing a deal. And you say, look, we're going to do a 70-30 split. You get 70%, I get 30%. The problem come up a lot of time, people getting their feelings like, man, this joker just want to give me 30%. I don't look at it like that, because the 30% I get may be bigger than 100% I get by myself, because you're putting me in a position where I don't have to pay for all these particular costs. You actually give me a brand that's actually stable and been there for years to be able to work for. People can Google my business and Google and see there. Look on the different, look at Google reviews and all this other kind of stuff. Okay, that's established business and everything, because people can see that, they're more inclined to do business with you, and you're able to get that again, that 30%, that I'm getting. Like, okay, cool. It's way bigger than 100% I get by myself, because you're putting me in a different situation, whereas I didn't have that working by myself. So those are kind of things we actually go over, just what the pay structures in regards to that. Okay. Tally up. I took bookkeeping and payroll certification, small business entrepreneurship. Okay, cool. You're located in, sorry, everything going here. You're located in Pensacola. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you tuning Pensacola in the house. That's cool. It's cool. And that's the key thing about it, because you can even take, like I said, this course, we don't go over actual how to prepare forms or anything. You can be very, very versed in all these. Hold on one second. You can be very versed in all these particular items in regards to tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, things like that. But the system is still the system. And that's what we want to make sure we're going over with this course, because it's one thing to have everything in place. I got a top software, I got all the other things in place. But if I don't have the proper system in place, we're not going to be, hold on one second, guys. Make sure the Instagram is cool. If you don't have the proper system in place, from knowing how to push, your brand out, marketing, advertising, getting the people in, processing them in while they're in an effective, efficient way, where they're feeling good about how everything goes. They leave your company feeling good about it. You actually touch bases with them after everything's done, maintain relationship, do different things during the year to maintain a relationship. And then when it's tax time again the next year, they're coming back, but they're also bringing people back with them, right? And you'd be amazed how easy it is if you have the proper things in place. Like I said, I'm giving you all of this part of that course. Like I said, the course is $8.99, and that's also, what was that price? I think 3 payments. You can do 3 payments of $397. You hit the link, you can go from there. But I'm going to do a couple more promo videos over the next couple of days, and also to go over it and everything, just to the value of that. So just let me know, what if you guys got any questions or anything regarding that, okay? Just let me know about that, okay? I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to do some more videos. Make sure we got the video, the show tonight, Mr. Short. This is the end of the year. So, the end of the year, I have another YouTube channel, Change Your Lives. Change Lives is a motivational channel, but we're going to convert it to a Black father advice channel. That's starting at the beginning of the year. So, but we're going to do a combination for Change Your Lives and Mr. Short Dollar. It's the annual goal setting show. And what we're going to talk about tonight on the show is, how to actually not only just set goals, because everyone at the end of the year talk about New Year's resolution, what they want to get done, how they want to get started for next year. But what we go is actually the proper way to set goals realistically, goals that are attainable, that you can achieve, and also how to implement them in a way that you can actually track them and and measure them for you to actually achieve those goals. Okay, and all that's going to be on tonight's show. Again, we're going to be streamed live on Mr. Short Dollar and Changing Lives. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want you guys to make sure you tune in tonight to check out that show. That's annual. Somebody, I love your YouTube channel. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I'm both channels over 5 years old. Been working real hard on both channels. And again, the end of the year, that's usually our last show of the year. We talk about the goal setting with the goal setting part. Tally up. Can I work for you? You still use my computer name field? Yeah. What we do is you can actually reach out to us. Go to the YouTube channel, and we've had videos as far as tax preparers working for us. The link should be on the YouTube channel for that. Reach out to me on all my YouTube channels. The contact information for the business and everything, the numbers and email addresses, is in the description section of the videos. So when you're outsourced as a preparer with doing, and you're doing everything through IEFA, you still can advertises your company. But if it's going through IEFN, it has to go through IEFN. So we do have people that are actually working under us, but again, they're preparing. It's kind of like not actually a franchise, but it's just contract. Everyone that works for us remotely, they're contracted out beneath us. So we have people that actual maybe a company, but they're contracted beneath them, but they just follow. You have to follow the rules and guidelines the way I've set up. But I can explain that process to you if you're interested in doing that. I can explain. That's not a problem at all with doing it. Just reach out to us, and I had a conversation in regards to how that process goes with it. Also, be able to send you some information in regards to how we run our business with doing that. Okay, and we've had people over the years come to us that may have looked at the channel and stuff like that. Once you look at the videos and see exactly how we do it, how we run it, you can just see if that's a comfortable fit for you. Okay. But again, guys, we got the course up and running. Let me put that in one more time. And again, that's the Mr. Short Dollar Tax course. And again, we're talking about you ready to start your business. So we've been talking about this for a while now. We got everything up and running. So look, you're going to take advantage of it. We got, if you want to just purchase it outright, you want to make payments on it, all that stuff is available for you guys. So listen, I'm finna get ready to, end it short so I can get rid of a couple things. Make sure that you check out the show tonight. Again, we'll be talking about goals set in 2023, how to draft them and implement your goals for next year. Okay. Great show. We do it every year. And I think it'd be beneficial to anyone in regards to actually knowing the proper way to draft goals and plans for the year and actually how to execute and implement them out through the year, okay? And most importantly, measure them, okay? So make sure you tune in, Mr. Short Dollar, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Best of luck, you guys. Take care. And I want to tell you guys, thanks for all you guys tuning in, okay? Talk to you soon. Take care, guys, and I'll be talking with you soon, okay?